When anxiety becomes fuel, it does not happen in a single moment. It happens quietly, gradually, in the spaces between your fears and your determination. In the split second when you choose not to break but to breathe, when you take the trembling in your chest and decide it means something. Most people think strength is loud, bold, unshakable. But real strength often begins as a whisper, a question, a doubt. It starts with a racing heart and a mind tangled in what-ifs. It begins in the places inside you that feel most uncertain. And yet, these are the exact places where power is born. Because anxiety is not the enemy. It is information, energy, urgency. And when you learn to harness it, it becomes the fuel that propels you forward rather than the weight that holds you back. Every person who has ever risen from struggle knows this truth, fear, and progress are intertwined. You cannot separate them, and you cannot wait until you are fearless to move. If you wait for fear to disappear, you will wait forever. The secret is not eliminating anxiety. It is transforming it. It is understanding that the fire burning in your chest can light your path just as easily as it can burn you, depending on what you choose to do with it. You can run from it, or you can run with it. Anxiety is the feeling that what you desire matters. It's the tension between who you are and who you might become. It's your potential shaking you awake, demanding to be acknowledged. The people who go on to accomplish great things are not the ones who never worry, never doubt, never tremble. They are the ones who decide that the trembling will not be the end of them. They are the ones who see anxiety not as a stop sign, but as a signal. This matters, so move. When you're scared, it means you're standing in front of something meaningful. Think of every moment in your life when you felt deep fear, stepping into a new job, going after a dream, admitting your feelings, speaking your truth, starting over, standing up for yourself, trying something for the first time. That fear wasn't a warning telling you to retreat. It was an invitation telling you to rise. And that feeling does not appear in the mundane or the meaningless. It appears only when you are on the edge of growth. Maybe you are someone who wakes up some mornings with a weight on your chest you can't explain. Maybe you feel the pressure of expectations, of responsibility, of wanting to be enough. Maybe your thoughts run faster than your breath. Maybe the unknown scares you more than you admit. And maybe you think that because you feel this way, you are somehow behind, unprepared, or not as strong as you should be. But hear this clearly: anxiety does not mean you are weak. It means you are alive. It means you care. It means you're standing at the starting line of something important. You are not defined by your anxious moments. You are defined by what you do despite them. Every time you take action while your voice shakes, every time you move forward when your hands tremble, every time you choose courage over comfort, you build yourself into someone who cannot be broken. You create a version of yourself who is not fearless, but unstoppable. Because unstoppable does not mean you feel no fear. It means you feel it and move anyway. What if the thing you call anxiety is actually your power in disguise? What if the very energy you've been trying to silence is the same energy that could propel you into the life you want? Anxiety is a surge of mental and physical electricity. It is intensity, and intensity is the foundation of greatness. What matters is direction. You can direct that energy inward and let it consume you, or you can direct it outward and let it drive you. Think about a rocket. It must withstand unbelievable pressure, heat, and turbulence before it can break through the atmosphere. But all that pressure is not a sign something is wrong. It is a sign that something extraordinary is happening. You are not crumbling, you are launching. The pressure inside you is not proof of your limits. It is proof of your potential. The world has taught you to numb your anxiety, to silence it, to treat it as a flaw, something to fix or hide. But what if instead you treated it as a teacher? Anxiety tells you what you value. It tells you where you are challenging yourself. It tells you what scares you because it matters to you. Anxiety is not meaningless noise. It is a compass. And if you listen closely, it points toward the life you want to build. There will be days when it feels harder than others. There will be days when you want to retreat into comfort, when the future feels too uncertain and your mind feels too loud. There will be days when you doubt whether you can handle what's in front of you. But I want you to remember something powerful. You have already survived everything that once terrified you. Every storm you've faced, every fear you've overcome, every challenge you've outgrown. None of those happened by accident. You made it through. You adapted. You rose. And the anxiety you felt then did not destroy you, it shaped you. It prepared you for what comes next. You do not need to wait until your anxiety disappears to live fully. You do not need to fix all your fears before you start. You do not need to feel ready to take the next step. Readiness is often something you discover only after you leap. Confidence is something you build in motion, not something you have in advance. Start before you feel prepared. Speak before your voice stops shaking. Try before you think you're qualified. Go after the dream before you have everything figured out. Just move, because motion is the enemy of anxiety. The moment you begin, even in the smallest way, the energy that once felt overwhelming becomes momentum. And momentum is magic. When anxiety becomes fuel, you stop seeing challenges as threats and start seeing them as opportunities. You stop asking, what if I fail? And start asking, what if this is exactly what I need to step into my power? You stop fighting the fear and start using it. You start seeing yourself not as a victim of your emotions, but as the driver of them. There will always be people who tell you to calm down, slow down, settle down. But the truth is, some of us are not meant to be calm all the time. Some of us are meant to feel life intensely. Some of us are meant to burn bright. And there is nothing wrong with that. Intensity is not a flaw. Passion is not a flaw. Caring deeply is not a flaw. Wanting more is not a flaw. The world may not understand the fire inside you, but that is because it was not built for them. It was built for you. Anxiety becomes fuel when you stop asking, how do I get rid of this? And start asking, how can I channel this? When instead of trying to hush your heartbeat, you let it remind you that you are alive, that you are here, that you are capable of more than you know. When instead of shrinking from pressure, you decide to rise into it. Pressure is not a sign you're failing. It's a sign you're expanding. Your future self is waiting on the other side of the thing you fear right now. They are wiser, braver, stronger, more capable, and they exist because of the moments when you refuse to give up. They exist because of the moments you kept going even when anxiety tried to pull you back. They exist because of this moment right now, the moment you choose to move. There is a version of you who turns anxiety into action, who turns fear into focus, who turns pressure into power. And that version of you is not far away, not tomorrow, not someday, not when you finally feel fearless. They are waiting in your next decision, in your next step, in your next breath. You reach them not by eliminating fear, but by embracing it as part of your journey. So take the shaking in your hands and use it. Take the racing in your heart and use it. Take the tension in your mind and use it. You have more strength inside you than you have ever given yourself credit for. You are capable of more than you have imagined. And the very thing you think is holding you back may just be the thing that launches you forward. When anxiety becomes fuel, you do not become a different person. You become the person you were always meant to be. Someone who does not give up. Someone who does not retreat. Someone who moves boldly even with trembling legs. Someone who rises not because they are unafraid, but because they are unstoppable. And you are unstoppable. Not because you have no fear, but because you carry fear with courage. Not because you feel calm, but because you turn chaos into clarity. Not because the path is easy, but because you walk it anyway. That is strength. That is resilience. That is power. So when your heart races, do not run. When your mind spirals, do not shrink. When your breath quickens, do not hide. Stand in the fire and remember you were built for this. You are not here to be limited by your anxiety. You are here to transform it, to use it, to rise with it, to let it sharpen you, strengthen you, push you. Every dream you hold, every goal you've whispered in the dark, every vision of your future, it is waiting. And it does not need a perfect version of you. It needs the determined version, the persistent version, the version of you who feels the fear and moves anyway. When anxiety becomes fuel, nothing can stop you. Not doubt, not fear, not circumstance, not the unknown, not even the voice in your head that tells you to quit. Because the moment you choose to rise with your anxiety, instead of running from it, you unlock a power inside you that most people never discover. So breathe, stand tall, step forward, and let the fire in your chest light your way. You are stronger than you think. You are braver than you believe. And you are capable of transforming your fear into the very force that drives you. This is your moment. This is your turning point. This is the beginning of your rise. When anxiety becomes fuel, you do not simply survive, you soar.